Good evening and welcome to episode 14 of Highlands Jam. I'm your host, John Pratt, and we have yet another amazing night of live original recorded music. So let's get started. Up first is the incomparable Jessica Childress. This is Jessica Childress performing her song, Questions.
Soft with me, use your inside voice. I may be strong, but I'm still a human. These holes you leave, they start to bleed as I squeeze the poison out of me. I know I shouldn't take it, but I do. The war inside has fractured me in two, caught between my happiness and you. So if this is love, why am I pretending, walking on a tightrope, waiting till the wind blows? If this is home, why don't I feel safe here? Questions that I ask myself, not for anybody else. Lonely when you leave, lonely when you're here. Put your hands on me, I can feel you there. Won't you be my place to breathe? Why won't you say you're best for me? I know I shouldn't fake it, but I do. How long can I keep myself from breaking over you? So if this is love, why am I pretending, walking on a tightrope, waiting till the wind blows? If this is home, why don't I feel safe here? Questions that I ask myself, not for anybody else. Be strong for me, use your inside voice. Don't let the darkness overtake you. You can't control what you don't know, but if you look, then you'll find me.
Up next is Teresa James and the Rhythm Tramps performing their song, I Know Handsome When I See It.
That look in your eye like you're up to something. You're up to no good. You got some angle you're working. What's a girl supposed to do with a man like you? Oh yeah, I said you got lipstick on your collar, You smell the perfume. It's got a nice bouquet, but it sure ain't from my bedroom. What's a woman gonna do, baby? Ah, yeah, with a man like you. All my friends tried to tell me just to let you go. I know handsome when I see it, but I just don't know when to leave it alone. I don't know when to leave it alone. I heard you stumble in real late last night. I was just happy to see that my car was alright. Oh, baby, what's a woman gonna do? Yeah, with a man like you. Yeah, I know you've been drinking. Some good times were had. Bartender called, asked was I paying for your tab. I mean, really, baby. What's a woman gonna do with a man like you? Oh, my mama tried to tell me some men are just wrong. I know handsome when I see it, but I just don't know when to leave it alone. I don't know when to leave it alone. I got half a mind to tell you I've had enough. Go on and pack your bag, baby. Let me help you with your stuff. I heard your mama changed her number. She didn't even tell you where she moved. Now she's out celebrating with something 100 proof. At least that's what I heard. You got that look in your eye that I know means trouble. And I realize I ought to run out on the double. Ooh, that's what a woman should do. Yeah, with a man like you, I guess I'm just gonna have to admit it. Just let the truth be known. I know handsome when I see it, but I just don't know when to leave it alone. I don't know when to leave it alone. Oh, baby, oh, tell me. I said, baby, what you want me to do? Just don't know when to leave it alone. I just don't know. I just don't know.
Welcome back to Highlands Jam. As I've said before, one of the best things about being a part of Highlands Jam is to be able to witness all of these great artists. This next artist came to us from out of state. This is Allie Gonino, and she came in and performed 4 songs in one afternoon, and it was extraordinary. Here's Allie Gonino performing her song, Who Are You?
I'm facing all my demons and know them all by name, and I can find no reasons to keep playing their games. occupied by heathens who keep fanning the flames. I'm terrified by the look in their eyes. How long will I let the words consume my soul? Truth be told, you ain't what you do or who you know. So who are you? By now you should know better, that I've made my peace with pain. So if you think you've got me fettered, well, I'll break right through your chains. I'm taking my life back one day at a time, and I won't be giving second chances to who's untrue, 'cause you ain't what you do or who you know. So who are you?
Up next is Poet Laureate Stephen Kalinich performing a live spontaneous jam with Lawrence Juber on guitar and M.B. Gordy on percussion. This is The Magic Hand.
The Magic Hand. Poems can never make adequate explanations for man and his many hesitations and his constant deviation from what is real. They love me through wooden eyes. The tree of love in one heart lies. The bough brushes gently along the ground. For waiting souls long to touch it. It's mystical and deep and sorely needing and cautious and slow to constant heating and has been eternally bleeding. It lies in deserts and in the sand. In mountains one can sense the hand. The magic hand that with fingers finer than pure gold. Fingers not made of flesh or bone. Fingers that are all things. Cautious and slow to constant heating and has been eternally bleeding. It lies in deserts, it lies in the sand. In mountains one can sense the hand that molded shelf by shelf the lower and the higher self and placed man somewhere in between what is and what seems to have been. The spark of all in the machine. It asked him only to obey the heart within, the only way. From ancient histories of the past, through destructions and nuclear blasts, the only breath that one sees last is the breath of love. Through its nostrils clean, it breathed pure air, till man put hate and impurities there, pervading the atmosphere, released by thought, separating each from the eternal ought. Not ought to be or ought to do, but the ought of spirit, which told the secret there's no man, no woman, no sex, no creed, no race, but only spirit on a constant chase toward itself, shelf by shelf, building, growing, and forever flowing. The hour is approaching. The animal is dying. The soul is moving upward and forever trying, dissolving all that came before. The new man speaks, not with words of brass or still-edged lies or pleading groans or he speaks of all that there can be in living the life of eternity, which does not begin for visitors of the earth but those that live in the here and the now. The dead are walking down the street. Each other's eyes constantly meet, and they know in their hearts that death is necessary for one to grow. One must die to old thoughts, old spirits, and live with what is new, and that is man, that flows into all hearts, that lifts up and laughs and purifies. On the other side of death is life, and life is loving, and zombies who gather together in congregations and mass strangulations feel the bubble is bursting because their soul is thirsting for a touch of the hand, the magic hand that with fingers finer than pure gold, fingers not made of flesh or bone, fingers that are all things. This magic hand echoes as a symbol in every land, that itself, it is a part of every woman, every child, and every man. The magic hand.
Up next is Steve Goddard's band. This is Steve Goddard performing his song Sweet Rose with Bruce Spiegel on bass and Dan Rosen on the drums. Enjoy.
Daughter of the sun and earth, sister to the sea, a free spirit born to chase the wind. Where her gypsy heart leads her, that's where I belong. But until I get there, I know she'll be strong. Sweet rose, sweet, sweet rose, sweeter than the tilia tree. Sweet rose, sweet, sweet rose, may you always run so free. Summer nights in Katona, she worked a small cafe, pure joy beaming from her eyes. But there's so much more she wants to make of this life, and I know she'll get there, sure as the Tuscan sky. Sweet rose, sweet, sweet rose, sweeter than the tilia tree, you know you are. Sweet rose, sweet, sweet rose, may you always run so free. And I will follow her forever, wherever she might want to lead, wherever her dreams might take her. Hear me now, that's where home is gonna be. Flowered hills in the south of France, trailing to the sea. She says there's room for 2 dogs, maybe 10, oh no. And as she plants her garden, rosemary and thyme, one look in her eyes, I thank God I'm alive. Sweet rose, sweet, sweet rose, chasing dreams across the sea, you know you are. Sweet rose, sweet, sweet rose, may you always run so free. Oh, sweet rose.
Finally tonight, I leave you with Rachel Flowers. Rachel Flowers is simply extraordinary. There's no other word for it. When she came in and performed her session for us, we were all mesmerized. This is Rachel Flowers performing her song, Goes to 11. Enjoy. Thank you again for joining us here at episode 14 of Highlands Jam. We can't thank you enough for your support, and if you haven't done so already, please come visit us at highlandsjam.live, Highlands Jam on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and YouTube. Please like and support these artists. We need that. They need that. Once again, I'm your host, John Pratt. Please be kind and listen to live, original recorded music. Good night.
Be soft with me. Use your inside voice. I may be strong, but I'm still a human. These holes you leave, they start to bleed as I squeeze the poison out of me. I know I shouldn't take it, but I do. The war inside has fractured me in two, caught between my happiness and you.